I found something on the internet. It was somebody's comment to a video. I'm gonna read it to you. So it goes like this. I am from Eastern Croatia. Most of my school friends went to work and live outside Croatia. Corruption, primitivism, stupidity, irresponsibility of useless institutions, communist mentality of the government sector, overtaxation, huge complicated bureaucracy is driving away people. Not only young, but old people also. Villages are empty, houses are cheap, and that was that. That was somebody from Bari 36. That's his channel. And somebody else commented like, well, I believe the same reasons apply to our neighbors and many more. Yes, I know. I'm very in a very critical mood about European Union and all that bullshit. I believe they actually had like 5% of the good intentions when they spread the European Union. This is what I believe. And the rest of it is just, well, they needed to expand their market and whatever other things, you know. They had to put their garbage somewhere. They had to do whatever criminal activities that they can't do in their country, so they do it, well, in an ex-communist country. It's, you know, they're usually very small countries, they're not big countries, so yeah, it's fairly easy. And when people don't have enough, when people don't, you know, don't have a full stomach, they'll do any kind of business, you know, to get some, how shall I say, reason to live, or to get some reason to exist, you know, which is usually it's some kind of stupid job. The stupidest jobs you can work. Or criminal jobs, I don't care. Look at the Russians, you know. I was, you know, when I was a kid, I remember in those, well, communist countries, behind the Iron Curtain especially, you know, nothing was allowed. You know, they didn't have things like pornography or something like that. So, because, you know, people like to be better than others. So, you know, countries compete between or amongst each other. I'm better than you, you better than me, you know. And usually it's the small people who are confused, or who suffer, or who pay for those motherfuckers to do whatever they want. It's in every country like that. And let me finish about the communist countries, you know, like from before, you know. Everything was sort of forbidden. And after the Berlin Wall fell, a little bit later, within about 10 years or something like that, the world was full of Russian whores, you know. It's very interesting. They forbade everything to themselves. And even today, you know, it hasn't stopped, you know. It just hasn't stopped, you know. Wherever I see Ukrainian girl, if somebody says Ukrainian or Russian, you know, I immediately think, oh, this is some shady business, you know. This is because they've been building that kind of reputation for not for years. It's like today, when I look back, it's like for decades, for the past 20, 30 years, you know. It's not like from yesterday. So, yeah, I kind of wonder, you know, there's always some Russian girl, you know, there's always In my country, they weren't Russian, actually. They were, it was generally known to everybody, Ukraine. So people who are maybe rich or artists or something like that, when they come to my country and they're from Ukraine, they will look a little bit differently than they would expect, because if it's a woman, it's a whore, it's some kind of street whore, because that was the only job they did here. So people have started having prejudice, and unfortunately, they have a war and this and that, but unfortunately it remained. And now, about this thing when I started the video, every word is true. Whoever wrote this, every word is true. It's just generally some kind of stupidity, and I would call it like nepotism, because this is what caused serious problems and damage to, all these government institutions. I worked at the government office, nobody gave me a job, gave me a job. It's the kind of course, it's a kind of job that nobody wants to do. So that's what I was there, to answer everybody's phone. Anyway, I was completely disappointed. I was completely, not just disappointed, just, I was convinced that there is, that is a fucking family business. They're all friends and family. Even at the institutions like some kind of humanitarian institutions, it's the same fucking thing. Friends and family. If they need 1 or 2 apprentice jobs because it's required by law, you might get it for a year or whatever, 2. But you'll never stay. So it's not for the... our small countries actually are not run by the capable people with good ideas. You don't have to be too educated. It's not all about education. I can finish 16 universities and get a degree from each and every one by just reading stupid books and going blah, 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 blah. I read it. Wonderful. And that's it. But to solve problems, it's not an option. We don't need capable people. We need cousins and shit like this, shit like that, It's like, it's not any different than from living in, for example, Uzbekistan. I heard that they have, I heard from someone that they are the type of country that has too many problems with nepotism and shit like that, So that's the curse of the small countries. And another curse was actually, I'm not going to say about European Union this, European Union that. I'm gonna talk about democracy a little bit, because what democracy did to small countries. We're not Germany. They have 80 million people. We're not France or something. They have I don't know how many millions of people. But they are trying to present themselves as good, humanitarian, as this and that. Their people will just wake up one day and they will realize they're completely pissed off. They're going in the wrong direction. one way or another. But what democracy did to small countries is maybe I shouldn't say complete, but it is extermination of the locals. If they didn't run away from this bullshit place or that bullshit place, searching for a job or searching for, I don't know, a better life, I'm sure they will in the near future. It allows for minorities, like some kind of equality, which is okay. But I think that, like this. It's very good for the Americans to shit about that. They stole somebody's land. It was already over. They only needed another idea, a good idea, to be followed by the rest of the world, or just to be the bully of the rest of the fucking world. What they did to small countries is that some kind of traditional things and traditional ways of life and even the languages, they actually started to die. Because, suddenly the minority, for example, I'll say the example of my country. It's a very small country, But, every kind of fucking minority, they've been given a free accommodation. Who the fuck gives me anything? That's number one. Everybody is allowed here. Everybody has, I don't have health insurance in my fucking country. And I was born here, raised here. I suffered in the war, Fuck you. Who wants you? Who needs this fucking plan? So basically, the minorities have rights and I don't have a fucking right. I'm not going to work for you. I'm not going to pay taxes for you. It's fine. You can put me in jail. You can put 20, 50 people in jail. But let's say this happens somewhere in Germany. There are 80 million people there. Can you imagine if 50 million stops paying tax? You just wake up one morning and you realize you live in a deep, deep shit. And it's not going to get any better. What's going to happen if the big countries, huge countries, when they become too smart and they refuse? Why should I work for somebody else? Why should I pay for somebody else? For something else? For some kind of stupid plan? What the fuck is this stupid plan? A stranger comes into my country telling me how to live. Fuck yourself. You are a guest here, so fuck off. Plus, I'll tell you another thing. I've seen our people doing the same thing in another country. I've seen people from our country, they go to Germany or to Switzerland or something like that. They criticize these people. They laugh at them. Of course, they're strangers and these other people, the hosts don't understand their language. But if they would understand, they'll be very much surprised. I remember this lady that I spent a few months there, and she was always criticizing Germans. It was in Germany, in Karlsruhe. So, this, that, I was sick and tired of her stupid stories. So I told her once, look, you always shit about Germans, German men or women or something like that. So why don't you go home? You don't like Germany. You don't like this. You don't like that. You are here already for 10 years. You spent 10 years here. You don't like it? Fuck off. You know what her answer was? What would I do if I come back? So only the money is the problem. I'd kick you out of this Germany forever. Fuck you. And go where you came from. I understand this kind of problems very, very well. Because I lived in other countries, I know what's it like when you are a stranger and when you have to adapt. Maybe you will, maybe you won't, maybe you don't. It doesn't matter, But to give me an answer like that, I'd kick you out of Germany forever. And the German guy probably loves his country as well as you do when you're at home. So if you feel better at home, you came over there because it was not good in your country. So if you don't like it, just fuck off. A friend told me, she lived in Canada for 10 years, and she told me, there was some kind of Canadian minister of something, I don't know of what, Too many Muslims came suddenly, and he told them, I don't know, they were complaining about this, about that, blah, 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 blah. And the minister's answer was this: look, people, you came here because you didn't like your countries. Something was wrong there, right? We gave you what we had. We gave you even more than you deserved. So if you don't like it, you can go. He just told them like that. And that's the best solution. Fuck this democracy and kissing everybody's ass. Yeah. Let me tell you another thing. When I'm speaking about Germany, did you know that in Munich is München, there are 25% of Croatians are there. 25%, this is 1/4. And plus every other minority, doesn't matter which one is it, which country people come from. That makes Germans a minority in their own country, in their own town, actually. So you provide to strangers everything you have. Do you really think if something happens tomorrow or next year, do you really think they will go to war to defend you? The Germany, the country? No, I don't think so. They'll flee like last cowards of earth. They will flee to their own places where they came from. Only if 10% stay, that's fine. The other ones will just go. They'll just fuck you off. Look at it as a life, as maybe a marriage or some kind of family relations where money is involved, Who needs your family? You need you don't need your family, actually. You need them because, you have Christmas once a year, you have somewhere to come back to, and things like that. There are very sentimental reasons for that. But basically, what I've seen through life, that I've seen that many families fall apart because of money, because of inheritance. Somebody died and didn't leave you 5-6 million euros or something. He didn't leave you a house, didn't leave you anything. So your parents died and you had to split some kind of money, house, land, whatever, apartment. And you have a brother and sister, and of course it's a big issue. It's a huge issue, Parents are gone, material things are here, and it's a huge issue if there are some problems. So you don't talk to your brother or sister at all. That's fucking family for you. It's always the money. In marriage, oh, come on. Don't touch the money. Or maybe you can, but in time, you'll see it wasn't a good idea. To take too much, to give too much, or whatever. So yes, everything that he actually said in that comment, well, basically, yes, it's true. So what I'm trying to say is this: there are no good systems, political systems, or any kind of systems to live. The religious systems are not excellent. The political systems are not excellent, which means, of course, not everything is for everyone. Just look at yourself. You're not a ballet dancer. You are a Baustelle worker. Or it's the other way around, whatever. And that's it, actually. Basically, this is it. You know, people can't stand each other. I realized that when I was a little girl in school. People lie to each other. They can't stand each other. And of course, when somebody like me appears in their lives, they get very frustrated or angry, or they just shut up. Because I don't lie. I really don't. And I tell you how it is. And I'm not going to change. You change yourself, motherfucker. Don't try to change me ever. That's the first sign that somebody doesn't love you at all. When he or she tries to change you all the time. I'm going to change you. Oh my God. I had somebody, I remember somebody who told me that. Actually, somebody told me that. I'm going to change you. No, honey, you'll never see me again. And that's it.